Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So in this lecture, we'll try to find the shuttering quantity for the first floor level. So if you remember, in the ground floor, we had done the shuttering, isn't it? The plinth level. Here also same procedure you need to adopt, but here it will be completely different. The reason behind, I'll tell you. Okay. The reason being, if you see the shuttering of this thing, see, plinth beam is already done. So this is your first floor, let us say, centering work is going on. Okay. So for the beam, previously in the plinth beam, what used to happen? You had the depth. You take the length, you multiply by the depth. You are going to get the answer. But there was no bottom. There was no bottom in the plinth beam. Whereas in the first floor and all, if you observe it carefully here, if you observe it, let me show you one image. Yeah. If you see it here, see, you'll be putting up the beam bottom. So beam bottom will come. Then after that, after beam bottom, your this thing will come. That is, yeah, yeah. Your beam bottom is going to come. After that, your outside shuttering will come. If you see here, not here, even not here. Yeah, yeah. You can see here, this shuttering will come. Okay. One is inside shuttering, and then another. This is inside shuttering. You see, beam bottom is coming. This shuttering is coming, and on this side also this shuttering is coming. So beam bottom, beam inside shuttering, and sometime it is beam outside shuttering. When I say beam outside shuttering, it means this part. Okay, here. For example, this is beam bottom. This is by beam inside shuttering. Whereas if I put a shuttering on this side, there is no slab. Out this side there is no slab, so it becomes my outside shuttering. And you know that in my construction methodology or site engineer course, I've explained you that always the outside shuttering will be going full, and inside shuttering will be the beam depth, beam overall depth minus the slab thickness we are supposed to do. I'll explain you all those things. You got the concept? This how your shuttering has to be found out. Okay, so you see the beam bottom is there. This is beam inside shuttering because we have slab here, and this is also beam inside shuttering because we have slab on this side. Okay, got it? So in this way, you're supposed to take out the quantities of all this beam part. So in this way, all the quantities we are going to take out. So you got the fundamentals clear. So once that is clear, we'll start with the drawing now. Okay. So first we'll start from this particular beam. Okay. I'll start with one by one. So first I'll go with a very easy beam. We'll go with FB4. Okay. So in FB4, what is the dimension? This FB4 dimension already I've written and kept, but here you can see it is 1800. So what all things will come? Just imagine. Beam bottom is going to come. Good. Then beam this side you are going to put shuttering, and here also you're going to put shuttering, isn't it? So this is my outside shuttering. Why it is outside shuttering? Because if you see, I don't have slab in this part. So if wherever there is no slab, it becomes my outside shuttering. So this part will be my outside shuttering. In the same way, you see in this part also, there is no slab. What do you mean by x means cutout. Cutout means there is no slab. That means if there is no slab, your beam shuttering will be going complete height, isn't it? So how do you do the calculation? I'll explain you here itself, so that we can do it. Okay. Yeah. So first I'll write it here. So first what will happen? Beam bottom will calculate. So how we are going to find beam bottom? So in the Excel sheet only I'll do. It is easy for me. Okay. Yeah. FB4. Okay. I've written it here. See, FB4 length we got 1800. So your width, beam width is 0.2 and beam depth is 0.35. All these things you're supposed to write. Okay. Now come to this part. So I'll do one thing. Yeah, I'll do it here only, no problem. Okay, let me explain you in this way. I'll go with FB4. First, I'll explain you the simple method. Then we can go with a complicated one. Okay, it will take some time for you to understand. Other than that, it's easy. Okay. Mm, yeah. For your understanding, I'm doing this. So what is the length of that? So it was 1.8. No, I'll write here 1.8. Okay. So I'll divide my beam shuttering in three parts initially, but later in single Excel sheet, I'll teach you. First, understand the concept. One beam bottom will come, and here both the side it is outside shuttering. So I written here beam bottom, beam outside, and here also it is beam outside. Two times beam outside will come. So 1.8 is a length. Breadth I know. Depth is 0.35. Can you find the beam bottom? Beam bottom will be the length multiplied by the width. So I'm doing the same thing here. So I'll do that. plus open the bracket. Okay, what is the length of your beam? It is 1.8. And if I multiply by the width, I'll get the beam bottom part. Always remember, beam bottom will be length multiply by the width. Okay, that means I'm getting this particular part. Which part? This part I got. This part. Okay, or I'll show it in this way. Okay, it's taking some time. Okay, let it take some time. I'll show you. Okay, fine. Beam bottom is done. Now we'll come with the beam outside shuttering. Okay, for beam outside shuttering, again, length remains the same. For outside shuttering, you have to take the complete depth of your beam. Again, I'll write 1.5 here. Okay, and since we are finding shuttering quantity, it will be in square meter. So width will be 0.3, depth will be 0.5. So my outside shuttering will be, always remember, whatever is the length, you have to multiply the length by the overall depth. What is the overall depth? 350. So multiply this by 0.35 and close the bracket. Done. So your beam outside is done. Now in this particular case, in this particular drawing, what is happening? Both it is outside. Here also it is outside. This part also it is outside. Since there is a cutout, complete depth of your beam will be casted. So this will be outside. Okay. Since both the outside is there, I'll not write again. I'll not write again 1.8 into 0.2, 0.3. What I'll do, I'll multiply this by 2 times. I'll give 2 here. Okay. You're getting my point. This is not required. I'll take it out. I'll take all these things out. Not required. Okay. Fine. So these things also I'll take it out. We'll delete all these things. Not required. Yeah, fine. So I'll multiply this by 2. This is for 1. 0.630 is for one beam I got. I mean, for one part I got. On the other side also we have. So here what I'll do, I'll multiply it by 2. This I have multiplied this answer 0.6300 into 2. If I do, I'll get 1.260. So therefore the total shuttering, how much it will be? So for the total shuttering will be how much? You tell me. You have to add both of things. Okay. Like I can come here. I'll go with auto sum. Yeah. It will add both. Enter. So the total shuttering will be 2.70 square meter. Got it? So this is how we are supposed to take care of your shuttering part. So for FB4, I have explained you. Okay. Now, this is one case. This is case number 1. Okay. Whenever you have a beam where both the side you're shuttering, you will go complete height, then you have to adopt this method. Okay. Don't get confused. It's very simple. Now I'll go with another one. Okay. I'll go with FB1. Okay. Now we'll start with FB1. Okay. Okay, I'll teach you one more method instead of this. No, this is one way of doing. Other way of doing is that don't write in this way. In one single Excel sheet, in one single row, you want to finish it. That means I'll write like FB4 beam. I'll control and I'll write here. You'll get the same answer. Don't write beam bottom, beam outside, beam inside and all. FB4 you have written. It is 200 by 350. These things remains the same. Just copy all these things. I'll copy and I'll write it here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what all things you have written? Square meter, one number, 1.8 is a length, breadth is 0.2 and depth is 0.35. Now you have to imagine. First, what always remember, first will be your bottom. For bottom, I want the length. So it is 1.8. I'll multiply this by which one? Width, no? Width is 0.2. Finish. Fine. One is done. Plus, again open the bracket. Now, outside shuttering we have. So again, length remains the same. Take 0.1.8. Multiply by overall depth. See, overall depth, it's not visible here. So what you do, no? I'll tell you. Sometimes in the Excel sheet, this problem occurs. What I'm trying to tell is, see, this we did, no? Okay, it didn't work out. Fine. So 1.8 multiply by 0.2. Fine. Yeah. Plus, open the bracket. Again, you take the length, you multiply by the depth. So first I'll take depth. If I take length, no, see, it won't be visible. So that is why what you do in Excel sheet, whenever you are doing, just be careful that open the bracket, take this depth part first. Okay. Depth, you multiply by the length. Okay. So multiply by the length. So multiply. So I'll multiply this by 2 because one on this side, one on the other side. No. So that is why I'm multiplying it by 2. I'll close the bracket. Now you check the answer. Okay, you should have got the same answer. No? Yeah, 0.35. Why it's not coming? we should have got the same answer because let me recheck it. Okay, let me do that. See, 1.8 multiply by 0.2, width part is done, plus again 1.8, again 1.8 multiply by overall depth. Overall depth is 0.35. Okay, and this I'll multiply it by 2 times. So 1.62 I'm getting. Then this answer is wrong. Let me verify. Then here somewhere we have done mistake. We'll check it out. So this will be 1.8 into, okay, see here. Here one mistake has happened. 0.8 I have written, no? It should be 0.2. Now it should be correct. Let us, okay, multiply by 0.2. Okay. Yeah, fine. See, answer is matching, no? 1.62 you got, and here also 1.62. So this method you need to adopt now, not this one. Don't write beam bottom, beam inside, beam outside. It will take long time. Okay. Just in a single thing, you have to follow this. Got it? Yeah. Now I'll give you, I have done everything, but I'll teach you some complicated beams. Now we'll try to do shuttering quantity for this beam. First, I'll explain it. Just imagine, you need to just imagine in this part. That's it. Rest all thing is very simple. So my beam shuttering will be completely okay. In this way I'll take. Okay, now of course beam bottom will come. So your beam bottom length is 4.995. You multiply by the width of this beam, your beam bottom is done. Next, here outside shuttering will come. Why I'm calling outside shuttering? Because there is no slab in this part. So whenever there is no slab adjacent to your beam, you have to call it as outside shuttering. So this becomes my outside shuttering. Whereas this shuttering, whereas in this part, okay, it's going to be outside shuttering. No, why? Because you have a slab. How can I identify that there is a slab? They write it in this way: S1, S2. You can say S2 is written. That means here slab is there. Fine. So whenever you find the depth of this, you cannot take directly 0.35. What you're supposed to do, whatever is a depth, from there, whatever is the thickness of your slab, that you need to detect. Now thickness of the slab in this project, everywhere it is 150. Whether it is S1, S2 or S3 slab, it is 150. Your overall depth is how much? For FB1, the depth is 350. So 350 minus 0.15 will be 0.2. So here the depth of your beam inside, yeah, the depth of your shuttering, inside shuttering will be 0.2. Getting my point? If you're still not convinced, if you, I'll explain this for someone who doesn't understand. Okay. Yeah. So I can explain it with some of these images. Yeah. For example, see here. If this becomes my inside shuttering. Why? Because a slab is going to come here. So whatever is the depth, this is the depth of my beam. Let us say the depth of my beam was 350. Depth of my beam was 350. Okay. And your slab thickness was 150. So you can see this height, whatever we have, no, it is not 350. Then how do you find this? Becomes inside shuttering. So this height will be overall height. Overall height was how much? Depth of the beam 350 minus whatever is my slab thickness that I need to do. So whatever answer I get, no, how much I'll get? I'll get 200. So this will be the 200 will be the height of my inside shuttering. Getting my point? This will be 200. Got it? So practically the carpenter will cut a 200 board and then he's going to fix. Now he'll ask me one question. Sir, then what about that remaining 150? Remaining 150 will be casted along with the slab. When you do the slab casting, no, this 150, whatever is missing in this part, along with the slab only, that will be casted. That is why we call slab and beam as a monolithic casting. Okay, got it? Very clear? Yeah. So if you want, see, finally it will look like this. Yeah. If you're confused, no, just see this image, you'll get to know. Yeah, finally it will look like this. See, this will be inside shuttering. This also it is inside shuttering because slab is on this part, slab is on this part. This is my beam bottom I found. Beam bottom I found, and this, okay, I'll show you one more image for that matter. Yeah, here okay. Fine, this is also okay. See, no, we'll show something which is yeah, this is fine. Okay, you can observe in this part. So this you see here, whatever depth these people have put, no, yeah, this is actually how much? The total depth of this beam minus the slab thickness, this height, and here also this height. Okay. Now that remaining portion, when you do the slab casting, no, it will be together casted with that. Okay. You're getting my point. So that is why it is called as monolithic casting. Got it? The same thing. Everywhere it's same thing. So again, this becomes my inside shuttering. This also becomes my inside shuttering. Yeah. Now coming to the outside shuttering. See, this is outside shuttering. Why? Because why this height is more and why this height is less? Because this height is more because it's outside shuttering. There's no slab in that. So whatever 350 depth we had, no, that we have put. So this overall depth is 350. Whereas here it is only 200 because this side your slab is coming. But when you cast the slab, no, up to this top, everywhere it will be casted. Okay, clear? Fine. So with this understanding, I'll go forward. Now for me, here you have to tell me how it has to be done. So length is 4.995. So I'll come in the Excel sheet. I'll do all these things. Okay. So we'll start from this one. Shuttering. Yeah. Just observe. Just concentrate on only one portion. Hmm? Yeah. Fine. So first FB1, okay, what is the size? 200 by 350. What is the length? Length I have taken 4.995, 4.955. Okay, length I have taken. Breadth of the beam it's mentioned 200, so I written 0.2. Depth is 0.35, I written 0.35. Now come to the shuttering quantity. Okay, you explain me. I'll do shuttering quantity here only. Okay, I can do here, no? Okay, it's not visible. Okay, fine. I'll do the shuttering quantity here and I'll match this value. Okay, first you tell me how it has to be done. So plus bracket open. Okay, wait. Okay, plus bracket open. First, what is that? Length. Okay, 4.995 multiply by width. Always remember, length multiply by width will give me bottom. So yeah, yeah. Okay, bottom is done. Plus, now you find the outside shuttering. Again, for outside shuttering, what is the length? Length is again 4.995 into depth will be overall depth. That is a total depth. Total depth we have 0.35. Multiply that. Fine. Now plus open bracket. You have to take the inside shuttering. This becomes my inside shuttering. This becomes my inside shuttering. But for inside shuttering, you see the dimension. Your dimension is not 4955. Your inside shuttering will be from this part to this part, only this part. So how much it is? 4.55. So what you do, you just come to the Excel sheet and write 4.555, and this you multiply by how much? Overall depth, not overall depth, only overall depth minus the slab thickness. So how do? You have to manually calculate. Otherwise you can do in Excel sheet also, but instead of that you just keep in your mind 0.35 is overall depth minus slab thickness is 0.15. 0.35 minus 0.15 is zero point 0.2. You just multiply this by 0.2 and close the bracket. Then your answer will be ready. How much I got? Yeah, you see here 3.65 something I got. I'll, yeah, see, yeah, how much I got? 3.658. And how much I got here? Same thing I got. Okay, got it? So in this way, you're supposed to do the calculation. Okay, yeah. Again, I'll delete this. So in this way, for entire beam I've done. It's a time consuming process, but you have to do. Okay, if you get any confusion in this part, no, you just mail me or just ask me a question. I'll help you out. Okay, fine. Now I'll teach you some complicated part. Okay, FB1, FB2 is also similar. I'll go with FB2. It will take some time, but let me cover each of them. Okay, now come to the FB2. FB2, can you find in the shuttering? Again, very simple. See this length you find first. It's outside length 1527 and this is inside one. Okay, fine. Now you just, I'll quickly explain how it has to be done. First, I want bottom. For bottom, this entire thing I'll be doing. Okay, my bottom will be up to this length. Okay, so what will be the length? Exactly 1527 into breadth, that is zero point 0.2. Done. Plus 1527 into overall depth. This will be outside shuttering here. Okay, plus now you come with the inside one, that is 1327 into inside. So there is a slab coming. See here, S2 is a slab coming. So slab thickness is 150. and FB2, the depth is 350. So 350 minus 150 is 200. So it comes out to be this much. So again, I've done the same thing here for FB2. See, 1.327, no? This was 1.327. I've written 1.327 into 0.2. Again, this is E47 means this part. That is 1.527 multiplied by overall depth. This is outside shuttering. And this is my beam bottom. Okay, got it? So in this way, you're supposed to take care of that. So I did FB1, FB2, FB3. Now FB3, can you explain me? Yeah, this is FB3. So quickly explain me how you are going to do FB3. Again, I'll take the this part, dimension part. Fine. Tell me. First, exactly. 4750 into breadth you are going to do. You'll get the bottom shuttering. Good. Next. Next, always remember outside shuttering will do. Outside shuttering, if it is there, only then will do. Again, you see this particular beam, we don't have slab here. So again, 4750 into overall depth. You'll get to that will give you the outside shuttering. Fine. Now, very interesting is that this part. See, in this particular beam, this particular length, you have a slab in this way, you have slab here, but both the slab thickness is same, so no confusion. But what will be the length? So length, what you do, length you take overall length. See, this is, you have two options. Either you measure in this way, because here no shuttering will come, okay, because it is a secondary beam. Again, you have to take from here to here. This is one way of finding. Other way of finding is 4750 is overall length. From that, if you deduct 0.2, you'll get 4550. Again, you see 3000 plus 1550 will give me 4550. Okay, getting my point? Yeah. Now, inside shuttering, what will happen? You can merge this or you can break it like 1550 into 0.25. Why 0.25? Not 0.25, 0.2. Okay. Anyhow, I'll do it. Just in case if you have confusion, no? I'll do it. I'll go with FB3. Concentrate. I written 4.750. This is 4.750. Okay. So quickly tell me what all things will happen. I'll write here. So remember the answer. It is 3 point. I'll do it here only so that we can verify the answer. Open bracket. First you tell me. Yeah. 4.750 multiply by breadth. So beam bottom is done. Good. Plus outside shuttering. Again 4.750 multiply by overall depth. Overall depth is how much? 0.35. Close the bracket. Plus, open the bracket. You have two options. You can directly take the length as 4.550. That is 4750 minus 200 you take. You take 4550. That you can do. If you don't want to go in that way, you already broken the length. No, broken the length here. So you just take this length and then take this length. That also you can do. We'll follow that only. So 1550. So 1.550 into, okay, into I have to do, no, because here shuttering will happen, but it will be inside shuttering. So if it is inside shuttering, what is the depth? It is, overall depth is how much? 0.35 minus 0.15. So it is 0.2. Close the bracket. Plus again open the bracket. What is the remaining length? The remaining length, this is how much? 3000. So again 3000, that is 3 into 0. How much? 2, isn't it? And close the bracket. Verify the answer. How much I got? 3.52, 3.523 I got. And see here also I got 3.523. Got it? So in this way, you're supposed to carry out the calculations. Okay. Now, I explained to FB1, I explained to FB2, FB3, FB4 is also done. FB5 you can do on your own. It's very simple. Why? In FB5, you see, yeah, this FB5 is a case of in both the inside shuttering. Why? If you check here, what will happen? See, beam bottom you can do, but here also we have slab. In this part also we will have a slab. That means when I find the shuttering on this side and when I find the shuttering on this side, both the shuttering height, whatever is the overall depth, for that I need to detect slab thickness. Okay. And yeah, FB5 also I'll explain you so that most of the cases we can cover. Again for FB5 I'll teach here. Plus open bracket. Okay. FB5 length is 4.55. You multiply this by width. Okay. Bottom is done. Plus bracket open. Bracket open. Again, length is 4.55 into. Now, what is the depth? It's the inside shuttering, no? This side I'm doing now, inside shuttering. So, depth is, overall depth is how much? FB5, overall depth is 400. So, 400 minus 0.15. How much it will be? 0.25. See, always remember, yeah, 0.25. Always remember that what is the overall depth? Previously, it was 350. So I was writing 350 minus 0.15, 0.2. But here the depth is 400 now. So 400 minus 0.15 or 400 minus 150 is 250. So I written 0.25. Now this I'll multiply it by 2. Why 2? Because this part, this shuttering and here shuttering, both are same because both have inside shuttering and both the slab thickness are same. Instead of doing it same thing and length is also same. So instead of doing it 2 times, I have written multiply it by 2 and hit the enter button. How much you got? Yeah, you can see the answer, no? Wait. Yeah. I got 3.185 in front of you and already you can see here I've written 3.185. Same thing I've done it here. See, here I've done it in this way. Okay. So in this way, try to do this. It will be a very long calculation. But anyhow, finally you should get this answer. Total first floor beam shuttering should be 142.867 square meter. Okay, this answer you should get. Even if you get 140 or even if you get 145, so it doesn't matter. Even because it's shuttering, no slight mistake you may do. I know that you will do. But if you get the exact answer, it's correct. But even though you get an answer in the range of, let us say, 138 to 145 also, then it is correct. No matter. Doesn't matter. Because slight mistake you might have done. Not an issue. You're okay with that. It's a slight error we are getting. Since it's a quantity estimate, it's okay. We are just estimating the nearest quantity that we are going to get in action. Okay, fine. So up to here, I've explained you the concept. But after this, there are few other beams where they are a bit complicated. When I say complicated, for example, this here there is a sunken slab. Okay, and also here there is a cutout and all. See, for example, this particular beam. If I teach you this particular beam, I already written it. Like, see, all these beams I need to teach you. Okay, I'll teach you FB11 beam, I'll teach you FB13, FB14, FB16, FB18, and then I'll teach you this FB37 beams. All these beams I'll teach you. So if I all these are different cases, so if you learn this, you'll never go wrong anywhere in the quantity estimation. Okay, so we'll see you back in the next lecture. Try to prepare it up to here. Okay, the Excel sheet, it will take time, but you have to do it. Okay, fine.